to stay in the St. Louis area for our next signee. It is Ronnell Perkins Jr., an athlete from University City High School in the St. Louis region. This kid is the first D1 athlete from U City High since 1989, so he is making history in his hometown of St. Louis. 6 foot, 185, got offensive and defensive skills. This is another kid who's got a lot of athleticism, and there'll have to be a discussion about where he plays whenever he gets here. Also ran track, finished 7th in the state of Missouri in the 100 meters as a junior. Junior season, Suburban South All-Conference performer. Offensively, caught 20 passes for 456 yards and 6 touchdowns. On the defensive side, 42 tackles and a pick, and then followed that up with a superb senior season. Offensively, 27 receptions, 581 yards, 7 receiving touchdowns, and another touchdown in special teams / defense. Also got kick return skills, so similar to Cam Hilton, great athlete, speedy, explosive, elusive, fast, quick kid who can do an awful lot on the field. That is Ronnell Perkins Jr. from U City High in St. Louis, Missouri, and another kid that's recruited here by Cornell Ford. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about Ronnell Perkins Jr. Again, St. Louis area, and we talk every single year on this show, the whole state, the whole region. And St. Louis, I know, has been a big part of your job since you got here. Ronnell Perkins Jr., another great player out of the Gateway City.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but he's very similar to Cam. Very athletic on both sides of the ball. Good on the track as well. Got great speed. Great hands, and man, is he physical coming across the middle as well. And so I really think that I'm pleased to have both of these kids in the program because they're very, very similar, and they both can come in and help us at a position that we need a lot of help at, and to be able to up the athleticism in our safety room potentially, and possibly also as a wide receiver as well. Very, very talented and can help us in special teams as well. You're always looking for those kind of players because they can come in and make an instant impact in the program.
And, you know, a kid like that with special teams experience, I mean, that's going to be great. And we've talked before, that's a way to get on the field as a freshman.
That's the quickest way to get on the field. And he's one of those young men that says, Coach, put me where I can get on the field. And it doesn't matter where I'll play. I just want to play. And when you're recruiting kids, you're always looking for kids with that kind of attitude.
We mentioned, you know, the first D1 athlete from University City High School in almost 2 decades. And how do you find a kid like that? You know, what does it take to get in and comb the region and find those kids? You know, he's not from a household name school.
Sure. Well, you know what? I go into all the schools, and because I'm always constantly looking for the next athlete, even if they don't have one. Even if, you know, I remember going in a country day, and for years, Coach Smith and Coach Irvin there say, hey, we don't have any kids that can play for you. And I said, one day you will. And, you know, that day pops up, and you say it's the same thing. And Coach Reed was his position coach, not a position coach, but head coach, and who's now currently at Hazelwood West, but was at U City, and did a great job with keeping us connected. And hey, there's a kid over here that you need to see. Keep your eye on him. He's got a few others as well. But Ronnell was one of those players and stood out, and he did a great job with just keeping us connected with him. And once you turn the film on it, you know, it takes a couple plays just to recognize that he's a great player.
What do you think is Ronnell Perkins Jr.'s greatest asset or ability?
Just his athleticism. When you can find a young man that can play on either side of the ball, you got something that's special. Generally, the great ones are that way. You know, Ray Lewis was a tailback in high school, and now he's a Hall of Fame. He'll be a Hall of Fame linebacker. And when you can find that kind of athleticism on both sides of the ball, be it wide receiver that can possibly be a DB, or running back that can possibly play a safety, or a quarterback that might be able to help you on the other side of the ball, whatever the position, when you find guys that can play in more than one position, that's when you know you got something special.
And whenever you have conversations with these players who have a diverse skill set, offense and defense, how can they use their experience on the other side of the ball when they get here and they get slotted into a different position? For example, Ronnell Perkins Jr., if he ends up being a safety, how will that wide receiver offensive experience benefit him in his career?
Well, you know, most people think that, well, if you're a defensive back, you know, you can't catch. That's usually one of the things that they get tabbed with or get tagged with. And that's not the case with this young man, because he's got great ball skills, and easily, because as I say, easily could be a wide receiver. That athleticism, being able to come to the defensive side, helps him. And when he gets in that position where it's a 50-50 ball, guess what? I got money that he'll probably go out and make some great plays for us.